And now, your feature presentation. Hello. Welcome to the Christmas holiday edition of Cult Classics Podcast. Cameron Jones here, as always, with
Mark Nussle.
Jordan Jones.
Hopefully you enjoyed our previous holiday, our Halloween lineup, and we're coming to you with a weak start.
Let's
preface it like this: we're gonna do better. the month of December is long, as it is short.
And the feels of Christmas will be stronger as we go along.
Yes.
There's a method to the madness. I'll explain myself and this podcast coming up if you stick around.
Well, we're doing a soft
They're
open.
like, oh, fuck, they're doing Gremlins again.
No, they'd be like, oh, I wish you were doing Gremlins.
We're doing Gremlins too. We're doing the soft open of the 2008 film, Four Christmases. When their plans for an exotic vacation fall apart, unmarried couple Brad, Vince Vaughn, and Kate, Reese Witherspoon, must spend Christmas Day trudging around to a quartet of family get-togethers. While Brad counts the hours till he can escape the onslaught of crazy relative, Kate begins to wonder about her own choices and ponders whether her family members are so crazy after all.
4 families, 1 day, no mercy.
Oh, mistletoe! Mistletoe! If you were wondering what would happen if you dropped Vince Vaughn's character from Wedding Crashers into a Christmas rom-com, it's this movie.
From the guy who brought you Baywatch.
The TV show?
No. The 2017 remake. And Horrible Bosses.
Oh.
It all feels about on the same timeline.
From executive producer Peter Billingsley, A Christmas Story, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Far From Home.
Yeah, those are
There you go.
good.
The guys make movies. Let's get some stars together.
Vince Vaughn, Reese Witherspoon, Robert Duvall, Sissy Spacek, John Voight, John Favreau, Mary Steenburgen, Tim McGraw.
So this is just a story about people that, they don't appreciate their family. They learn to appreciate family. It's a Christmas tale with that lesson.
His father, her mother, his mother, her father, all in one day.
This movie doesn't have aesthetically very big Christmas feels in like the look because it takes place in California, but it has wholesome family values that you learn like any other good Christmas movie. Four Christmases.
All right, directed by Seth Gordon. I actually wouldn't have been surprised if this guy didn't do anything else, but he did Horrible Bosses, which was all right.
Not terrible.
And he did the 2017 Baywatch remake with The Rock.
Never
Dwayne
saw
Johnson.
it. Also forgettable.
Working director. It shocks me that he didn't do Couples Retreat. And I'll get back to that a lot.
Okay, sure. Executive producer Peter Billingsley. He did A Christmas Story, which is a pretty notable Christmas movie. Iron Man, and one of the Spider-Mans, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Bigger name. Well, you'll learn through, I guess, Unverified, just this casting crew, that this is a production crew that is like a group of friends. You have Favreau and Vince Vaughn and just some of these producers who all work together and just longtime friends.
Yeah. Starring Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. Vince Vaughn, obviously we talked a little bit about Wedding Crashers. I like him in Dodgeball. Did you guys ever see Brawl in Cell Block 99?
No, I'm not a prison movie guy.
Never did get around to it.
It kind of looked interesting, though, because it's like a more serious Vince Vaughn.
It's not bad. Vince Vaughn's right now at this point of his career, kind of on the tail end of like his big comedies, you know what I mean?
I was right around the True Detective season that it was forgettable that people kind of turned on him. But
the last like 10 years, he's kind of just shown up in dramas, character roles.
He was just in Freaky, that scary movie, body switching movie.
Yeah. A few years ago, it was
Come on the kick drum, Gary. Yeah, it's the breakup, right?
Okay.
Well, yeah, that was definitely his wheelhouse. Hacksaw Ridge a few years ago in a random.
In that?
Yeah, it was like the drill sergeant guy.
Another shitty Christmas movie, Fred Claus. He's also in.
Oh, yeah.
This is his second failed attempt at Christmas.
I think they're like back to back. He went back to back with
when
these.
Fred Claus came out, he was hot. I'm like, this is gonna kill. And then I saw it. I'm like, this is awful.
This is bad. Reese Witherspoon plays Kate. Obviously, Legally Blonde.
I'd say at this point when the movie came out, you're like, ooh, she's cooling. But then she's had TV resurgence. You know what I mean?
True.
Big Little Lies. Yeah.
Bad
Little Lies. Sorry. Robert Duvall plays Howard.
He's come up on the podcast before, but I don't know.
Vince Vaughn's
legendary
dad.
actor Robert Duvall.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's come up, but
He's in a million things.
Sissy Spacek plays Paula.
We can
man, I'm trying to get like whose mom is whose mom.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, I just future for not only the listeners but specifically this podcast. I am just gonna call them the actors'
Names, so we don't
names.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not gonna say characters' names.
she's the mom in Hot Rod. Funny enough.
And
Go back and listen to
and she's
our
Carrie
Blast
and
from the
Carrie.
Past episode.
she's the mom in Blast from the Past. She's always the mom.
And
John
Carrie,
Voight
most famous.
is in the movie. John Favreau.
Go back and listen
is
to
in the
our
movie.
episode on National Treasure.
National Treasure. Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
John Favreau, Chef. I don't know. I like Chef. I've seen
a
it
good
like
movie.
2 or 3
It's a good
times.
movie.
John Favreau, decent actor, friend of Will Ferrell, really good director.
Really
Would we
great
say?
director,
Pretty
yeah.
good director.
Good movie.
Iron Man movies.
Iron Man movies rebooted, I guess.
Also in the breakup, I think he plays the same kind of meathead brother. Like,
They met on the set of Rudy, and they began a friendship back in the day.
I mean, obviously,
Vince Vaughn
Swingers
and him.
also.
And then they made Swingers after that. Anyway, all-time fluctuating actor. in
Robert
good
Duvall
and
and John Favreau, Deep Impact.
Oh yeah.
bad. Never seen it.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
I know you have. We saw it as a family.
I
That's
wasn't always
the
around.
Deep Sea Armageddon.
No, it's just.
What am I thinking of?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
It's just not quite.
Got
deep.
it, okay.
Yeah. It's warm weather day after tomorrow.
Okay.
There you go.
That's closer.
Yeah, it actually is.
Because it's boring, like day after tomorrow.
Hey, I like that movie.
Mary Steenburgen plays Marilyn.
She's definitely come up on the podcast for recasting. I'm not sure if she's actually been in something we've.
Oh, she's been recasted a bunch.
Million times.
We
love to
haven't done it.
recast
She
her.
plays very similar roles to this in Step Brothers.
Great role, Step Brothers.
I know. I mean, obviously, Back to the Future 3, the forgotten one.
Oh yeah.
I like that movie.
Elf, another Christmas flick. Had to shout that out. I actually liked that. Shit, what's that?
Oh, yeah, the mom and
Last
Elf.
Last Man on Earth. Who Seth
Oh yeah, with
Will Forte.
Will Forte.
Will Forte.
Yeah, she's funny in that. That was a good show that I kind of just fizzled out and gave up on.
I believe she's married to Ted Danson.
I believe so as well.
Yeah.
Kirstin Chenoweth is in the film.
Your favorite little pipsqueak Broadway turned actor.
Yeah, she loves to show up
mainstream
and kind of show her voice off.
You might.
She
remember
doesn't let
her-
you forget that I'm on Broadway.
No, you might remember her
Schmigadoon.
from Pushing Daisies, the show about the pie maker that brings people back from the dead from a few years ago. Big fan.
The Good Witch in Wicked.
Oh yeah, of course there's
Yeah.
that.
I heard they're making a Wicked movie.
Wicked.
His Tim McGraw is in the movie. Country singer Tim McGraw.
I'd say Tim McGraw, as far as country singers that I know, is I don't know his music, but I know who he is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I know more country singers by celebrity than their actual
And there
music.
were music. Yeah.
He had the
Not one person here knows a
Faith
Blake
Hill.
Shelton song. What's one Blake Shelton song? Nobody knows. I don't know. You don't
Red
know.
Solo Cup. No, that's not him.
Yeah, I don't know. It
Who's
could
to say?
be. Yeah.
But I know it's a lot like that.
It's a lot like that.
It's that. Yeah, of course it's like that. But
Still
Tim
married to
McGraw.
Faith Hill. Faithful Faith Hill.
Ooh, Faith Hill music gives me a Pavlovian boner because those were slow dance songs when we were kids in middle school.
Yes.
Nice.
I love that. Be remiss to not mention Colleen Camp. She was in Clue. We've done her before. She played Aunt Donna, smaller role. And then a sneaky Brian Baumgartner, Kevin from The Office, is one of the friends early on, and a sneaky Cedric Yarbrough friend. He's in Reno 911.
This is borderline a war movie. How many people are in this movie? You guys are making it seem like just because it has 2 stars that this isn't.
Wait, there
so
isn't
many
any more?
characters. Holy shit! There's kids in there too. It's 2 kids. We didn't get whoever the wife is of Tim McGraw.
Not important. Let's move it on to Unverified. It is November 2006. Welcome to Unverified in the Cult Classics movie phone. You could have seen Madagascar 2, Slumdog Millionaire,
That's a great movie.
It's a good movie.
Soul Man with Bernie Mac and Samuel L. Jackson,
Okay.
Role Models, great movie. Good movie, good
Paul
actors.
Rudd,
That's an underrated movie. We should do that one right now.
Sean Michael Scott. Paul
Great
Rudd.
movie. Quantum of Solace, forgettable Bond movie. Well, it's just not great.
Nah,
Not-
No, no.
Skyfall. Yeah.
Skyfall. Me and Jordan had a traumatic.
not exactly-
we won't get into
We
it.
share like a thread.
Twilight, Milk, based on the life of Harvey Milk, and Transporter 3.
Man, they made way more transporters and Madagascars than
That was all 08, November 08.
November of 2008.
Love that.
In theater.
That was a good little month there.
Great month to see a movie if you want to sneak one.
It's also nice getting things that I actually remember going to see in theater. So I do even remember some of these side ones that if we do like a 70s movie, I'm like, oh, I haven't heard of a third of these because they were forgettable movies in the 70s.
This might fit under questions, comments, but do you guys like watching movies with like going out to a movie around Thanksgiving more or around Christmas more?
Both.
Both?
Both are great time killers, way to get out of the house when our family just loves
that's
seeing
fair.
movies.
Yeah, they're both good times.
So we have that answer. What do you prefer?
I think November is a good time. You get some good names. Obviously, November.
Christmas can be a better
was a good
stay
time,
inside
but-
and stream and binge kind of thing. That's a good thing to do with the family. This movie doesn't have a ton of facts on this one, so
Which
I'm
I'm fine with.
Yeah, which I'm totally
Just
fine
say
with.
the one and let's move on for the viewers. Let's all save us some time.
I gotta live.
Say the one, and then it kind of prefaces everything beyond that.
Okay, well, this is just something I think you can tell from the movie, and we're going to have a bunch of question comments going off of this. But it was rumored, and I think just a fact, that Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn did not get along during filming. One, it was just stylistically different. Apparently, he just liked to ad-lib and didn't want to rehearse lines, where she liked to come up early to set and like block their things and just go through the lines.
You can you can just feel
yeah,
it.
you can feel it. So they argued about that, and I think just also personalities just clashed. There were two very different people. So because of that, I feel like the movie definitely suffers, and there's just no chemistry between them. But that's
the tension plays.
Oh,
Tension plays realistic.
Tension plays.
The fight in the car seemed very.
Yeah.
I felt uncomfortable. I felt like I was in the car.
Every moment with those two together made me feel uncomfortable.
It's almost like Reese Witherspoon just had 5 stitches or something from like a dinner scene early on in the shooting.
Fun fact, Mark. Nice segue.
I teed you up there.
During the filming scene of the dinner scene, she was hit in the face with a ceramic plate and required 5 stitches, and they had to delay shooting for 3 days. So I'm sure that wasn't
5 stitches where?
into lip, mouth.
just her
Yeah, I
mouth?
think just like inside your mouth.
So wait,
probably.
which dinner scene though? I'm trying to think of which dinner
Yeah,
scene
which
that
one?
would
That
have
doesn't
been.
narrow
I feel
it
like
down.
there's really
There's a few of them.
the main. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
There's never anything where like a plate's flying
Yeah,
around.
I'm trying to think of
Unless
what-
Vince Vaughn was being a dick and like, Reese, think fast.
They sit down together
Yes.
at John Voight's house for the most part. As
at
their
the end.
main dinner scene.
Yeah.
Well, I was also just
Right.
thinking at the first family, like the kitchen gets torn apart, so things are flying through the air.
I
so
mean,
at least
that's where I would guess it.
What else you got, Mark?
It seems like because of the tension, it says here, because of the rumors, Vince Vaughn didn't really go out to promote the film at all. So.
Which I'm sure also hurt it a little bit.
They didn't need to at that point.
This
People
is
saw movies.
This is a little fun, not much, but Howard's house, the first family when they're putting up the satellite, that's actually just a prop house. They built the entire thing really quickly, and the entire the entire crew was actually surprised showing up, like the film crew and the actors, when it was an empty house on the inside. They're like, "Oh, this just seems like a real house, and you guys didn't have to go through all this work." But they built it structurally enough so that they could do.
You know, this is just 4 Christmases, right, guys? Like,
Oh no, I'm moving in after. But they built it strong enough to actually have cameras and rigging crew up on the roof as well. So I mean, it was structurally sound.
This is kind of a fun tidbit. The cast includes 2 country and western singers, Dwight Yoakam. Am I saying that right?
I'm not too sure.
Yoakam,
Close.
Dwight Yoakam, and Tim McGraw. And 3 other people have won Oscars for playing country and western singers: Reese Witherspoon in Walk the Line, Robert Duvall in Tender Mercies, and Sissy Spacek in Coal Miner's Daughter. Sorry, that was a lot to get through, but
I'm glad we got to that. Isn't it crazy this movie has 3 Oscar winners in it?
No, again, it has,
Like,
it has
what
such
are
a
we
backbone.
such a big cast for such a weak story.
You'll know
and
the
Robert Duvall sucks in this. Like, he's not it.
wow, he's phony. I mean, he seems on brand to me. Dwight Yoakam, you may remember from Wedding Crashers. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. He shows up and stuff, and he has a weird little role in the FX show from 7 years ago, Wilford.
Oh, yeah, it's come up a few times on the podcast.
I like that show. Does it hold up? Never gonna know. Never gonna
I
rewatch
feel
it.
like
But
Tim
in the
McGraw
moment,
showed
I
up
liked
to
it.
shooting. Was like, I gained 30 pounds for this role. And they're like,
does
you
look-
didn't need to do that. He's
Oh,
like,
all character choice.
Just going off that fun fact, in the church scene, Vince Vaughn's father is actually behind Reese Witherspoon as a cameo. Apparently, Vince Vaughn's father's made a few cameos. He's in Swingers, I think The Breakup, and one
that's
more.
Favreau Swingers.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems like any of the Favreau ones, and with the main crew, they let his dad in as a cameo.
Cool. Is he tall?
I don't know. I assume he's the one behind Reese Witherspoon. So I didn't catch it, but be on the lookout for that.
Well, I just watched it, so
gonna
I'm
have to
not
watch
going to
it.
watch it next
Yeah.
year, I guess.
That's totally fair.
All right, I'm out.
This one's not like too
Yeah,
crazy
I'm out
because
too.
I have a couple few but not great. So this isn't like crazy because this happens to a lot of films. But before production, They were given just identity sheets of their characters with like in-depth like family history so that they could have a little more backstory. But I mean, one, it seems like for this caliber of movie, you don't need it. And two, that's not too crazy.
That seems
for
like
movies.
a little overboard for Seth Gordon to be doing that. But
Especially since Vince Vaughn's not going to listen to a goddamn thing, and he's going to do whatever he wants. Am I right, Reese Witherspoon?
You know, and that's just kind of it. If there's anything amazing off this, please write in under the movie posters on social media. But this isn't a stellar movie, and there just weren't a bunch of amazing facts to go with it. So
I'll just spit this out because I like it. $163 million box office.
is what it made.
Yeah.
How
so
much?
that's
What was the?
that seems high, no?
Yeah,
Yeah, it does, but
Because it's still. I mean, because I'm sure it stars at a cast. Christmas movie coming out in November. I'm sure we all went to see it.
It plays well at a Thanksgiving like release. It really plays well.
It's different times. A movie like this will never make that. It'll probably never come out in theaters. $80 million budget, so double its budget.
Yeah,
did
this
okay.
is straight to Netflix, Amazon Prime.
Yeah, you wouldn't have these two stars, but do we have stars anymore? I don't fucking know. But these two were going to get you $100 million. in box
Jennifer
office.
Lawrence.
Yeah, 10 years ago, Cameron. What's the last Jennifer Lawrence movie you saw?
Well,
Joy.
Thank you. That was pretty solid, actually.
That was good. That was good.
let's move it on to questions.
Comments.
Animosities. I'm gonna kick this off with a comment.
Okay.
We're all in agreement. This is actually a bad movie. It's not that good.
No.
It's
Yeah, well,
very
yes.
it's very uneven, right? But it's good for what you need it to be.
We should come up with some sort of like grading, cult classics grading scale. I don't know if it's a 1 through 10 or
That's
like.
not a bad idea. Well, I would say more as like bad versus unwatchable because there are bad movies that I will wait until our Mount Rushmore.
So this isn't unwatchable. This
Great
is bad
point.
though.
It's background. It's a great background
Great
movie
background.
to get
True.
just to get the holiday started.
Well, here's the good thing about this movie. There are a couple really funny scenes. Like, I remember watching this, and since then, I still boast about that church scene with Vince Vaughn, where he's like, unfit mother, I shall swaddle this baby. That scene's hilarious.
It hurt.
And I said I.
Reese's face is actually pretty good there, where she's just kind of taken aback, just like, or he's almost taking the whole show under his wing.
I mean, she's a good comedic actress. I mean, Legally Blonde, Sweet Home About Alabama, most of what she does is like leaning towards comedy, romantic comedy.
She's really good at romantic comedies.
So, I mean, we're going to get to this in recasting, but my biggest animosity with this is, I think, just the two leading cast. We talked about this in Unverified, but I mean, they clearly don't have great chemistry, and it just shows. Like, it just seems like they just seem so uncomfortable.
Well, it's a lazy, bad movie that is tonally broad, funny comedy, and then really, really tense, dramatic scenes between the couple. It just doesn't jive.
Yeah.
It's two different movies going on. It's kind of like...
Did we get to your comment? Your initial comment? Sorry.
Oh, I'm saying that why we're doing this movie now at this portion of the season, it's a great... You can't watch the classics December 1st.
No, you can't. Exactly.
You can't. There's
It's a long
only
month.
6 of them. We got to spread them out for you. So what I'm saying is, this is a great, hey, is this a good movie? No. Is it even a good holiday movie? No. But can you watch it during Christmas? Yeah.
That's the
set at
Christmas music argument. Is there's only like really 50 heavy hitters like that you can just kind of perennial listeners.
You're going
If
to
you
listen to
those.
98 Degrees got a song. Listen to it. You know, it's not that
Now
bad.
I'm down to Kelly Clarkson, Ariana Grande. What are we doing here?
Yeah, we're all doing it. And that's this. But it plays an important role because, you know, you only have so many Jesus.
Well, also, I will say this. This is Trickle Down Unverified, but this actually came out during the writer's strike. So
they're like, just get it together.
Contractually, they couldn't change anything in the script once they started filming. So a lot of the main points, this is Unverified, were just ad
good
lib.
Unverified. I
Well,
like
because
this.
I kind of forgot about this one. This is actually a pretty big one. Most of the main plot points in all the scenes were just ad lib, which is kind of why Reese Witherspoon didn't get along with Vince Vaughn because he was just winging it so much. But that's also kind of how it plays. Like they went with the main outline of the script and then just kind of did whatever they wanted on top of it because they didn't have writers helping out as well.
Maybe that's why her character seems
And hold on,
a little wooden.
I do like Vince Vaughn. I like Reese Witherspoon. Whatever. Like I like Vince Vaughn's sort of improvisation that he does, where it's just kind of reactionary. Like just do more.
Manic just talking at you.
So
yeah, he leans into
having
it.
said that,
he gives you what you want.
didn't like the movie. No.
Well, no, honestly, I like Vince Vaughn and actually working off what you were about to say, and I feel like this is kind of what I feel in it. feel watching this and why it's unlikable. Vince Vaughn's character is kind of unlikable. He's just a dick most of the time.
He's not a good.
He's just very
selfish.
He's mansplaining a lot of the movie and just rude. So like you aren't exactly rooting for him.
That
You're just
plays
rooting...
a little different in 2008, though, right?
Yeah. Well, that's part of it too.
Yeah.
Like it's just aged. His attitude towards everyone's just aging a little bad.
I think one of the biggest problems to piggyback off that is these two shouldn't be together.
No.
The characters.
Oh no,
I don't think that after the one day of Christmas they had with families, like they're not meant to be together.
No.
They're bad couples, so I'm not rooting for them.
Oh no, like actually all this movie really should be teaching us this Christmas is like, oh, we need to break up. It turns out now that we're facing our problems, we aren't compatible.
Yeah. This should be the breakup.
Come on the kick, come Gary.
I'd say that's the biggest problem with the movie. It's you don't want to root for the characters to get together, and that's
I have another
important.
big problem. I have another big problem.
What's that?
No Christmas vibes to me at all.
Not enough.
Zero
Not
Christmas.
enough.
Not four of them.
No.
If you're gonna make it kind of dark and it's
Sissy
like
Spacek's house isn't even Christmas.
No.
if you're gonna kind of make it real dark family problem subject matter, put it in Minnesota. Put it somewhere
You
with
have
some
to.
cabins and some snow. Granted, I'm sure it would have cost a little bit more to get that fake ice and stuff, but like
This is
having
a glorified Meet the Parents. This is Meet the Parents like 2.
Well,
This is Meet the Parents. It just isn't a Christmas movie.
This
Funny
is
enough,
actually
that
just,
was almost my recasting. I'm not sure if I stuck with it,
I
but
thought
this
about it.
does
We all
just
did.
feel like a Ben Stiller movie.
There are some chalk picks you can do.
Okay, I didn't do this, and I'm sorry if I ruined this, but I did initially do Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston. But I'm like, wait, I'm just doing maybe
Along
two.
Came Polly.
Yeah, like two of their romantic comedies
Yep.
together. Yeah, so
it's Couples Retreat. It might be the same movie. They're both bad. Couples Retreat, I'd watch you if you set it around Christmas. Is this the best, this type of movie?
Call it Couples Retreat and make it a Christmas movie instead of calling Four Christmases a Christmas movie and it just being like not.
Yeah, it's
You know
not
what I'm
at all.
saying?
It gives me no Christmas vibes.
California's tough. It's tough.
It would have been
I
set in
agree.
snow-
I have a tough time in any tropical or non-winter.
set it in snow. Have like a couple that actually has chemistry, and not during the writer's strike. This could have been a great movie.
Snow would have been easy.
Just
yeah.
Friends is a good example of that. Like all of a sudden you put it in rural Minnesota around Christmas and it becomes sort of this cult Christmas movie.
That's 100%.
When it's not really a Christmas movie.
It's just a
Please go
rom-com.
back and
Yeah.
listen
It's
to
like
our.
episode of Just Friends.
Yep, thank you.
If not for that, yeah, like it's not a Christmas movie, but it 100%
But there's a
is.
million Christmas movies that aren't classic, and some that are. Just it doesn't give you the Christmas vibes, except there's a moment in there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like It's a Wonderful Life is an all seasons depressing movie, but the end makes it Christmas. You know what I mean? Christmas Vacation, I don't know, that's its own thing, but it is all around Christmas.
All December.
Being set at Christmas is enough to make it a holiday movie,
Yeah.
a perennial watch, and this falls under that category.
True. I agree.
That's fair.
Is it good? No. Is it even like bad? Yeah. But why did we do it? Because
What we already
we
said.
all have watched it, and everybody listening watches it too. It's a background movie. It's palatable. It's just there.
Just to get some maybe good points about this movie.
Sure. Actual plot
Well,
points.
one, just animosity to the news crew. I like the premise that like they're getting caught. One, I feel like you could get out of that a little better. Like if my family's calling, like, oh no,
reaction.
it's delayed, but we're
Yeah.
still catching a flight like later.
the
Like,
reaction is funny. He just freezes.
Go
That's
help.
funny. That's
but like, I mean, that news crew. I'm like, hey, I'm talking to the desk lady right now. Like, I can't talk to you. I'm sorting this out. Animosity against them.
Yeah, another plot point question and animosity. Wouldn't they just delay the flights instead of cancel them completely? Is that no?
I
We
think
just
there's
don't.
some times where it's bad enough that you're like, we're just
It's just
canceled.
fog. Like it's just gonna push. It's San Francisco.
Yeah, there's fog all the time. It's gonna roll out. I
It's
don't
gonna
know.
roll out.
I don't know the
Here's
answer to that.
animosity.
I have a bigger animosity.
Sure.
The timeline of the day is impossible.
Oh,
I see them
100%.
cross the Golden Gate Bridge twice, and there's 4 Christmases. You're already gonna just not go to half.
They go to like they do presents installation
think
at the
about that
first
till now.
house.
It's
Good
just
call.
Oh, and not only that, the biggest thing is they start at the airport.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know what
true.
time their flight is, but they don't.
I forget what movie you did this about before, but you were so angry that they got to the airport within 20 minutes.
They're packed for Fiji.
Yeah.
They're wearing like winter clothes. I don't know whether
think
if
they go
packed-
back home.
Oh, yeah, they would have
do
had to go
they
home.
back
I
home.
think they just have to go back home. So let's assume their flight's not at 4 a.m. because it seems like they would have had a reasonable
Yeah.
Christmas Day flight. Let's say they start at the airport at like 9:30, and they're probably TSAers. I mean, sorry,
frequent flyers.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
got
probably have
perks.
pre-check, so they could roll in at like let's say
TSA
9:30.
pre-check for sure.
They cancel it. They go to their dad's Christmas. They open presents with the kids. We're clocking that, I would assume, in real life at like 8 a.m.
It's early.
But there's no, maybe they're there, and then
They do the whole installation of
It's
the
already
satellite, which
noon.
would have taken forever.
so okay. By the time they get to dinner, and I thought about this, right? They're having dinner at John Voight's house at the end. Everybody is. They have it at about sundown. In the winter,
Those West Coasters,
sundown
they eat
happens
late.
at like 4:30.
They eat late, don't they? I don't know.
Okay,
Okay,
just to
so
like
maybe
throw-
it's like a 12 p.m. dinner. Sorry, 12 a.m. dinner, like Christmas dinner. I just don't know how we've got that much time.
just
in
to
the day.
throw some more things in there to make it more ridiculous. So we have the whole installation of the satellite. We go to the next house. She has time to get thrown up on. They do laundry. Then they go to a church service that they have time to get.
Okay,
they
sorry,
did
that's the
laundry. They
biggest
did
one.
laundry.
What is the quickest a church service can be? 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Quickest.
And it's
quickest
not.
it can be.
They might be Lutheran. They're quick.
Yeah, but Christmas Day, Christmas Day with the pageant in it,
After that,
we're talking an hour and a half.
Yeah, pageantry.
Pageant in the middle?
Next,
Come
we
on.
have board games, which that's going to take a while too. Just getting through one board game, and then we have the whole end dinner.
Taboo,
thing
not a
still,
short game.
No, long game. So there's no way. The timeline's crazy.
I've thought about this. Do you want to know what pisses me off the most? Mm-hmm. Everybody's at John Voight's house pretty much at the end.
They could have just gone to John
Just
Voight's
go to
house.
John Voight's house at the end. Like, we'll see you at John Voight's house.
Yeah, the first dad doesn't need his own separate Christmas, really.
You cut out Sissy Spacek because he got that weird dynamic between you and your friend.
Oh yeah, easy for me to never go back there.
Yeah,
again.
Never go there.
I was watching.
No.
I'm like, wait, like Dallas or Denver, one of the. I'm like, wait, he's here again?
Although,
Yeah, he
I'm
comes
like,
in.
I'm like, hold on, wait.
What are we doing?
just killed two birds with one stone here.
although hilarious with the it's good to have my friend back, buddy. Just that whole scene is actually really funny. Again, there's really funny parts to the movie.
That's what I do want to defend about this movie. If you take away how bad it is with the tension between Reese Witherspoon and
Right.
and
Palatable.
there's actual funny moments. The whole Christmas scene at who's the legendary actor who plays his dad?
John Voight.
No, the first one.
Duvall.
Yeah, at Robert Duvall's house, you got the dynamic between John Favreau and Tim McGraw and him. It's pretty funny. It's over the top. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I'm
Just-
going to counter that. Just like, I didn't realize this movie was so physical. I remember this. I remember this movie being more like The Holiday, like more romantic comedy instead of so like
Yeah, and you know why that is? Because that's
like
what
farts and burps and shit.
that's
like,
what the poster. You're like, oh, it's romantic comedy. It's got a white background, four
Yeah, yeah.
faces.
Although throwaway comment, John Favreau can get jacked. He's been in a lot of different shapes.
He
and
looks
sizes,
skinny
but
there.
The replacements, he is huge
I mean, like-
sometimes,
like
man.
He has the
Trim
ability to
fit.
get it tight and then put on like an extra 40.
don't we
it's crazy.
all?
Oh yeah, I relate with that. Minus the getting tight part.
Oh, and also just throwaway animosity.
definitely
Sorry.
put-
Throwaway animosity. That scene, satellite. You can't guess a satellite adjustment. That has like a very specific. You point it at this degree. Like just read the freaking manual.
And I love how kind of like crass Duvall is in that scene. Oh,
better with
oh,
more
she's
gravity.
dating this ass sniffer,
Oh yeah, Duvall says some pretty laugh out loud moments.
this street whore.
Your mother's just a common whore.
Mom's just a common.
I mean, like the kid that just streaks when he's like, "You don't love me" with the $10 present.
I mean,
That's
come
funny.
on, that's
Come
funny.
back
Oh, even when Tim McGraw though is like, how in the hell did you get an Xbox 360 for $10?
Tim McGraw.
All right, sorry.
Sneaky Tim McGraw.
Flashlight.
I gotta agree with you, Mark. The over-the-top UFC bullshit, that's dumb.
That was too
Cut
much.
that out. But there's some funny moments in that scene.
Yeah.
And then for sure at the Sissy Spacek's house portion, that's funny with that guy. He's like,
The taboo where,
Yeah.
where they get all the answers correct is funny. When he's, it's almost
Can't
like
say that. The
it's-
buzzer with Sissy Spacek's funny even.
It's almost like the fucking Step Brothers where he's like John Stamos or your favorite shit, I can't. Your favorite non-porno magazine to jack off to, Home and Garden.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
It's their version
It's
of that.
that same thing.
oh, can I comment on that portion though?
Now's the time.
I know that Reese Witherspoon and him aren't supposed to be getting along, and they don't really know each other. But she's given pretty bad clues as a character.
Oh, yeah, what is
way
it?
too long. He's like, just say one word, and I'll say this. I agree with him on that.
He's
point.
too mansplaining there, but he's 100%
Oh, way
right. That
too
she's
mansplaining,
she's
but
playing
she's-
the game wrong. And I do like how we get. I'm shutting down. If you don't want to play the game, the best way to play the game.
On the way after the car ride after that, when he's like, if we're going down, I'd want you to put the oxygen mask on me first. And she's like, well, if you listen to the FFA,
You're not
I
supposed
mean,
to do that.
I wouldn't do that. That whole part's kind of
I
funny.
listen to the stewardesses.
Oh, the steward is like,
So we're all reminiscing now. Funny parts. How
Yeah.
close is this to being
so
okay?
close.
chemistry
It's not that
and a
far.
writer's strike away.
it may be all chemistry now that I'm looking back
Like,
at it.
honestly, this is maybe a little sizes too, but there's something a little off about seeing tiny little Reese Witherspoon with a giant old Vince Vaughn too. They
Specifically
visually,
in that bathroom scene where it's Ken and whatever. Yeah, she's like the size of his head.
Yeah, it just visually it's off-putting even. So like, I don't know, just all around, just get two. You know what? Just take them both out. I'll do two different stars. I don't give a shit.
Is it their chemistry that's bad, or is it that they wrote these characters that are so bad for each other that you're like, well, what's even fucking matter? These guys shouldn't have a kid. They shouldn't.
It's also that, I mean, huge red flags, not knowing the person's name. I mean, her secret was just that she was fat, I guess. That's not really, I mean.
No, her secret was she was maybe like a lesbian.
Oh, yeah, but kind of not. She didn't, no. Yeah, that was
I don't know. It was
weird.
a bad script. It was kind of a bad movie, but it wasn't that far off of what I'm saying.
No, it was close.
But it is bad. Trickle down. Oh no, there's just one more funny part of the game.
Yeah.
It's when the guy's friend's like, I'm gonna give you $10 for gas money. He's like, I don't need your money because I actually make more money than you. I have a way better job. It's like, I don't need you to call me dad. It's like, I'm not gonna call you my dad. You're my best friend.
You were my best friend.
Yeah, that hit for me.
Just comment. These families.
did you guys recast him? I didn't. But
I didn't.
I did.
I didn't because he was so good.
That's
although
a
I
funny
think I
guy.
have someone off the top of my head.
Funny character.
I have a weird take on it, but it's because whatever.
Just comment. These are kind of the worst families ever. That it's somewhat excusable. Like, I think they both could have been like, no, we're not coming.
Oh, that's actually the biggest thing. Yeah.
You don't have to go.
Take your call and be like, yeah, we lied to you, but we are not coming to Christmas. Obviously, we don't have functional families.
I don't want to get beat up by my brothers again. So
Yeah, okay. We'll get a question to you guys. Which one is the worst family to go to out of you guys?
Duval's.
Yeah, Duvall's. He's literally just getting manhandled.
If
That
you
seems
took
the
out
worst.
the physical aspect, it would be her mom's house.
Yeah,
Because they're really they're mean too.
Yeah.
Mean-spirited and cruel. But it's Duvall's just because they're the worst.
Well, so I guess it's almost
John Voight, show up every day, all day.
I mean,
Sissy
easy
Spacek
peasy.
seems fine.
If my mom hooks up with my best friend, it's pretty easy for me to just be like, "Oh, mom, you know why I'm never."
It's
coming
that
back.
house because, well, that's where they figure out that they have nothing in common. But was it just an add up until then that they kind of like, was that the boiling point?
Turns out they haven't been honest to each other ever. Yes.
Yeah, it was all leading up to that. I don't know which one's worse, but if you legally change your name, you don't have to talk about your
Orlando.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, Orlando's not a bad name.
No,
But
Lando.
I'll take it.
Lando's not terrible.
That concept's kind of funny, like Dallas, Denver, Orlando.
I'm gonna take that with me, except it'll just be like 4 Chicagos at this point. Call it
Bluffs,
Shy.
that's
Call
all
it
I
Spacek.
really have, but-
Bluffington.
That's true. Downers Grove.
Also, just the end, just like a complete 180 in just their relationship and their mindset. They just from the start of the day to their fight to the makeup at the end of the day. That right there is so unpredictable and wild. That's another reason they're a bad couple. Like that's
Vince Vaughn's
unstable as hell.
mentality hadn't changed the whole movie. It was her that was kind of like, oh, I want this, and now okay, fine, I'm back to being okay with this.
Yeah, like he's kind. Well, granted, he is just a jerk, so it's easy. That's why he's kind of the enemy of the whole movie. But really, she is the one who's changing the rules. Like you do feel for her, but you kind of shouldn't.
I don't feel for any of them. They all just
Well,
seem
that
like
is
assholes.
the problem. Yeah,
like that's the whole thing. I think they're just not good for each other. Period. And if unlike the breakup, I think they had some chemistry and they loved each other there. To go back to Jennifer Aniston and his movie. That's sad. It's like, oh, they should be together because they love each other. This one is like, no, there's no reason for them to stay together.
That was nice and tight.
I mean,
let's move it on to recasting.
I just realized
Recasting.
what I'm doing with this.
I
Are we
think-
on recasting?
We're on recasting.
Recasting.
The lowest I went is Pastor Philbert Jordan. I think you went lower than me. So what's the lowest person you have?
I just did everybody that's not kids.
It might be that Vince Vaughn's friend who's dating his mom.
I
no?
would think so. Who do you have?
Okay, yeah. Oh,
I just came up with one, so you go first.
Vince Vaughn. So I just thought that he'd be great at this role. I did Jason Bateman.
Okay, yeah, that's funny.
Just swarmy, and I have it playing against my lead, who will be Vince Vaughn's character. I just think it'd be a good scene between those two.
I can't think of his name, but it's Mark. It's your guy. It's the come with the bass drum. The guy from Best in Show.
He's also in Fred Claus with.
Oh yeah,
Vince
he plays
Vaughn.
the elf in Fred
Yeah.
Claus.
Biggest
What's his
problem
name?
with no, but he's got.
I'll look into it.
Look up to. Look
Biggest
up to
problem with Fred Claus, besides of how boring it is, they have the elves superimposed on
Yeah,
them.
that
It's
sucks.
just
That
you
ruins it.
Just can't do it.
Can't do that.
Can't do that at all.
Jordan Peele, maybe he's kind of funny in that.
Jordan Peele would be great. He'd be so funny in that role.
You'd
You know
almost
who
want
wouldn't
more
though?
of him.
Michael
Keegan-Michael Key.
John Michael Higgins.
John
Michael Higgins.
I like that Jordan Peele one. He'd be real funny in there, and he'd play it more like calm and chill.
Yeah.
But also like,
We were friends.
hey son. Like I actually like that quite a bit.
Who'd you guys have
She
as
is a
pastor?
sexual being.
Don't say that to me. Don't tell me.
Don't tell me that.
No, before the honey, after the syrup. Who'd you have as Pastor Phil? That's the start of my list.
I like mine a lot, even though it's kind of random. But I did 80 Miles.
me a
The
face.
writer from Fallon. The
Okay.
All right.
Hey guys.
you whippersnapper.
Also from
right.
Step Brothers.
Is he in Step Brothers?
Sorry. Fuck. What's the Sturdy Wings one?
Oh, yeah.
Role models.
Role models.
Role
Well,
models.
funny enough, speaking of Step Brothers, I did John C. Reilly there.
Oh, I've got John C. Reilly somewhere, but not here.
Okay, interesting. Who'd you have?
I leaned into, and I told this to Megan, and she's like, I didn't get that vibe at all. So I think that, and this is, feel free to take this out. I think that most non-denominational pastors are a little bit sleazy.
Sure.
So I went with Billy Bob Thornton.
Okay, funny enough, I was
got a
going
big
to.
sleazy
I was going
character.
to, funny enough, but
Is that character coming off sleazy, or is that just
a little
me?
bit.
A little bit, right?
It's just
Yeah, for
that
sure.
guy, though. Anything I see him in, he's
Sure.
always kind of sleazy. So
Which
I mean,
is
Who is that guy, anyway?
You might know him from Wedding Crashers. He's the guy that says "Shut your mouth while you're talking to me," and he's also makes a cameo in Wilfred.
wow, random.
wow.
I think he's actually in a bunch
what-
of stuff.
Was he in Small Soldiers at all, or what? Can we just get Mark's thing in here too?
God damn, I love small soldiers.
No, we would have noticed him. He really jumps off the page.
What about Denver and Dallas? Did you guys have anyone lower than those two? The brothers of Vince Vaughn.
I mean, I have all this.
I did the dad.
Yeah, I did-
like
I did
the dads
everybody.
and the
Let-
moms.
Let's do the brothers because they're pretty low still.
Okay, I want to go first because I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
Do 'em as
inspired
a
by
group.
mine.
Yeah, do them
both.
as a group because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
Both.
tell the difference between them. Really,
So I just
name-wise.
wanted two people that I want to see in this setting. I went Bill Hader, John C. Reilly brothers.
Okay, that works for me totally.
UFC,
Just
if you got
imagine as
to.
meatheads. That's fun. That's funny.
Meatheads, white trash, however they want to play. Just let them rip.
I've been doing him a lot, but I did Danny McBride as one of them.
Oh,
but
that'd be perfect. Fuck.
But I
Damn it.
did
Fuck.
David Koechner as the other one. He's the bald one from.
Hate that. Don't like that guy. Love Danny
Oh, really?
McBride.
Danny McBride is
That's
that's a
perfect.
good one.
Actually,
by far and away
Bald
the
guy
best
though
one.
from Anchorman. Tell me that doesn't.
Whammy!
Whammy! Tell me that doesn't kind of work as one of the
No, it
brothers.
totally works.
He'd be the McGraw one.
God, that Danny
want a
McBride
different-
one's
yeah, that was-
great.
that was good.
Sorry.
Oh,
Will
thank you.
Will Sasso.
Will's ass. So know the name. Give me face.
Love that.
While I
McBride.
pull it up, Danny McBride's so good, and Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny.
Okay.
Ooh. I thought about one of them in there somewhere, but I was just, horrible bosses vibes. God,
I could see Dennis as the former friend that's now the.
I'd love to see.
Okay, yeah, that
let me
works for
see
me.
what-
He's on. He used to be on.
He's on
Mad TV.
Mad
Mad
TV. Yeah,
TV,
thank
yeah.
you. I want to say Mad Men. I'm like that's
Bald,
all right.
bigger guy.
Yeah, I like that.
Love that
I like
Danny
those.
McBride.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, thank you. Want to know something? I've had him almost every week for like a month, and yeah, I get that reaction every time. So try him out sometime.
Let's do another duo, Jordan. If you have it, I'm not sure if you have it, Cameron. Courtney and Marilyn, which is Courtney is the mom of.
Okay, yeah.
No, so Courtney is Kirstin Chenoweth, and Marilyn is Mary Steenburgen.
Okay, so I went Leslie Mann as the sister. She
Okay,
is
yep.
okay. And then I went Susan Sarandon as the mom.
That's fine. Fine with me. Cool mom.
A little bit chalk. Obviously, she's got some like, I don't know. I took the mom as not a better than you. I'm not really religious, but I'm dating this guy, and we're all pretending now. So that gave me Susan Sarandon.
I
vibes.
did. I just did an Amy Poehler Tina Fey
Ooh,
combo.
I like that.
Amy Poehler is kind of like the sister that what's her name? Kate. Cootie Kate.
Oh,
So I was kind of giving her shit. Just
Real mean to her.
Okay, I'm realizing I definitely missed Christina Chenoweth, so now I'm just like I'm frantically thinking over here.
Kirstin Chenoweth. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'll give you one
And
that's
I
chalk.
maybe missed one of the moms. No, I didn't. Sorry. I just really had a panic moment. That's why I haven't been saying anything. So I'm going to skip Kirstin Chenoweth because I'm not going to give her
fine.
anything good enough. But
We
let's
do Anna Faris there.
Oh, Anna Faris would work.
Oh, that would work pretty good
That
for
would
me, yeah.
actually work pretty well.
You can take that.
I will take that.
You could also do that person from 30 Rock because she's all Broadway.
Oh
right?
yes,
Jane.
that's another good one.
I thought about that, but I left it out. Should have just done that.
What's her name, by the way?
Jane Krasowski or
Sure.
something. Like that.
Marilyn is the mom though that we're on.
Yes.
I did Michelle Pfeiffer. I don't
Okay.
think she can necessarily be funny, but she hasn't. I don't know. It doesn't. She seems like the right age group because she could be like a friend of hers. So I don't know.
Sure.
Based
Let's
off nothing
get
but
through
that.
the other mom, the taboo buzzer mom.
Okay, I've got one that I think is really good for that character, but she's not quite old enough to play it, but I'm still going to say it. Julianne Moore would be great for that role.
Interesting. That reminds her and Susan Sarandon are like almost doppelgangers.
They do. There's a lot of similarities, especially that they're both kind of redheaded, but Julianne Moore plays like flighty really well. Okay. Anyway, I thought that was great.
I thought you were going to take mine. I got worried because I did Julia Haggerty. She's the mom in Just Friends, the Be Yourself.
Okay, I definitely thought about that for sure. Yeah,
she could have been either mom to me, kind of.
She could have been either one.
Out of thin air, and they're great picks.
I did think about that one, but I still like my Julianne Moore.
Schitt's Creek.
Catherine. 100% thought about that, just didn't pull the trigger.
I love her in almost everything, but I use her too much, so I just can't.
We use her too much, but that's...
I do.
We use her all in the right places, though.
Sure.
Like, anytime we use her, you're never like, nah, that's stupid.
Now let's go on to the dad. The less funnier of the dads. You don't really see him too much.
John Voight.
Creighton, yeah, John Voight.
I had to get him in there somewhere, and this will be a trickle up to a later category. Stay tuned if you want to find the answer to that. Mm-hmm. Doing Craig T. Nelson.
Okay.
Just a dad.
I'm going to do a trickle down in size-wise.
He doesn't give you a lot in this movie, so you can just kind of pick an old guy.
Same trickle down, similar person to me. I'm doing Martin Short.
You mean Martin Sheen?
Martin Sheen. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You're like Martin Short.
I have Martin Sheen too. He's basically the dad in Catch Me If You Can.
He's the dad in Catch Me If You Can. Has anybody here seen Kelly?
Kelly. My phone autocorrected. Sorry.
Martin Short would have been a stretch.
John Voight. They seim very similar to me.
Yeah, I thought it was the same guy, to be honest, for a second there.
Size-wise, quite different. Martin Sheen.
One's 6'4" and one's 4'6", I think. I mean, Martin Sheen's really short. Small guy. For John Favreau's wife, though, I did have Jamie Presley. I don't know if I said that.
Oh, okay.
She just plays white trash to me. And
I'll go,
Joe Dirt
since I'm keeping it in a Christopher Guest, Parker Posey.
I like it, sure. Parker Posey is...
She plays good ditzy.
I should just pick from Christopher Guest movies.
I do
Melissa McCarthy.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just more...
That might be more fun.
Comedy better. I don't know.
We're on The Last Dad now. Howard.
Robert Duvall.
I'm not in love with mine, but Ed Harris. He's definitely has the stern down, but I don't think he could...
That's perfect. Same stern dad.
It wouldn't be... I don't see him being as fun, but neither is Robert Duvall, though, I guess, so I don't know.
That made me think of someone else. I did Ian McShane.
Okay.
But
I like Ian McShane
dad from Hot Rod.
I did a weird one, but I was trying to go for whatever I feel from Robert Duvall, and I went Harvey Keitel.
Okay, that works for me as well.
Who's Red from that 70s show? He'd be good too.
Oh yeah, I mean that's kind of.
Oh yeah, I can't think of his name, but I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You may listen to our future episode of Dead Poet Society. He plays Neil's dad. My son!
What a dick!
My son!
Okay, let's start with Kate. Mark, who do you have? Did anyone do it as a pairing? You did.
I did it as a pairing.
Jordan, then you go first. Actually, we'll just go together as pairings.
Okay. Ryan Reynolds, Emma Stone.
Love it. I love the Ryan Reynolds. Ooh, I almost want to steal your. Okay, yeah, that's good.
I almost like that too much. Now I want to like the movie.
It's a better movie. You know what? Those two would have chemistry and lots of.
Okay, I'm gonna go next.
It'd be palpable.
I didn't do mine as a couple though. So initially I had Ben Stiller, but I couldn't think of who I wanted to pair with him. So I would almost do.
They'd play the beginning like role playing scene really well.
Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah,
it'd be great.
Hear me out though. I think I actually have something that would work better.
Did you do Ben Stiller?
Well, I did Ben Stiller for the guy, but
and
Ryan Reynolds.
I gotta be honest. Ryan Reynolds would kill the manger scene as well.
Oh,
in a different way.
Kill that. I did Kristen Bell for Kate, but tell me Ryan Reynolds and Kristen Bell. Tell me that wouldn't be a power couple.
I was close to thinking that, but I just like Emma Stone better.
But this just felt like such a Ben Stiller Meet the Fockers movie to me that I couldn't get him out of my head, but I couldn't pair him with someone age appropriate. I kept going with younger people.
So the Ben Stiller aspect,
he's on my big list.
The Ben Stiller aspect, it's like you lose all the charm of the character and just lean into the awkward moments, and I don't like that.
No, I hate it.
It makes me feel too uncomfortable. So I lean the other way. I went all charm.
No, I have to go chalk because you see these two in a lot of movies together, or at least a couple. They seem like a tag team duo. Owen Wilson, and for the girl, I'm doing Elizabeth Banks.
I totally thought about Elizabeth Banks.
My sister's made fun of me that I use her too much, so I'm trying not to.
Okay, Julie Bowen and
I said
Jason Sudeikis.
That works great. I love it. I'm saying I can't do it anymore.
Did anybody think of Sudeikis?
I did. He's second on my list.
I never do, and I should because he's great. I just don't.
Just because he's not as many movies.
Yeah, that's honestly it.
Ted Lasso.
Yeah. I love Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's similarities between this, Horrible Bosses, couple.
I like it.
Just middling comedies that have moments, but are bad, but aren't that good of movies, and not compared to great movies, but they're not that good of comedies either,
right?
Because they're tonally off.
Let's move it on to Mount Rushmore. Top 4.
Mount Rushmore Top 4.
Mount Rushmore Top 4. This week we're doing our bottom movie. Okay, our top guilty pleasures of Christmas movies that are bad movies, but we still enjoy watching them.
Sure.
I won rock, paper, scissors. I'm going first this week. And I'm actually nominating something that we did last year. I think it's a great holiday movie. It's a terrible movie, and it's The Holiday. I think it's the worst acting of all of their careers. I think the dance scene at the end...
It's a good pick, but I like The Holiday.
I love The Holiday.
The reason
movie.
reason I disagree with this is none of us feel guilty. None of us should. And it's good for what it is. No, it's not an Oscar movie, but it's cute. It's whimsical. It's good.
Cute.
I think it's good.
Oh, I think it's a bad movie. I love it, though. That's why it's the list.
Wait for my guilty pleasure. I'm going to tell you a real bad movie.
Who's second? I believe it's you,
Jordan second. I worked my
this
way
one
down.
I actually am ashamed of. Most of the things like Megan and I will watch, many Christmas movies. I had us do this maybe too much. We did this movie, so I don't feel guilty about most movies.
Right.
But I do feel guilty about The Family Stone. It's becoming a perennial watch for me. It's a fucking boring movie.
It's a bad movie.
It's bad. The tone is off.
Tone's off.
But I like it so much.
I saw you and your wife the other night, and you were both talking up The Family Stone quite a bit, and I don't get what happened.
She's
to you.
embarrassed too, but I think she likes it as well. I like it, Mr. Stone.
Mr. Stone. Yeah, it's a bad movie.
It's bad, though. It's boring. It's real bad.
Mark, what's the top of your bottom?
The top of my bottom, and it's a power bottom, is... It's I think it's 98, so it came out when I was a child. It's Jack Frost.
That's an honorable mention for me.
It's Jack Frost.
It's
It's,
not
a bad movie.
parental
I
watchment.
just actually watched it
Super bad.
after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's not great, but I do
CGI
love that.
sucks. The storyline sucks. It's a fucking snowman that comes to
sucks,
life. It's kind of sad at the end.
We're kind of suckers for some Keaton, though, so I think there's a little bit of that in there. You just want to see him.
Sneaky thing about that is I'm pretty sure he has frosted tips and an earring.
Sure,
He's like
fucking does.
no
He's a
frosted
musician.
tips, but he's a musician.
He definitely
He is a musician.
Harmonica is important, I
Harmonica
believe.
is,
yeah. Now we're just moving on to our honorable mentions. Other bad Christmas movies that we like watching.
Let's we'll go around the room.
Here's one that I am ashamed of in my family. The Ron Howard, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I like. Our generation likes. My family hates
that's
it.
the Jim Carrey?
Yeah, and my family shames me
Don't be
for it.
ashamed.
I get a
You
lot of it.
shouldn't be ashamed. I just don't like it.
Oh, I get shamed from my
I figure you're part of the
sisters.
family over here.
Yeah, I'm part of the.
He's part of his
Don't
family.
go against the family.
What else you guys got for mentionables?
Home Alone 3.
Oh, no, that one is
that
bad.
one actually should be shameful.
Yeah, that one is bad.
Guilty pleasure. Guilty pleasure, boys.
You're lucky.
We shouldn't be proud of these.
You're lucky because it's like just barely you're young enough to maybe get away with that shit, but I don't even know if you are.
There's an RC car involved, and I don't know.
I get the
years old.
preview. I get the ticket value. Like, yeah, sure, but we've all seen it.
I actually just watched
You a
this
big
last
fan
week.
of that Karate Kid 3 as well? Not the reboot, but
the
the
next
one.
Karate Kid
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm
with
not.
Hilary Swank.
Oh yeah, I am. No.
Honestly, the only real big guilty pleasure I have is it's okay. I'll flip one here. Something I'm guilty that I don't like that I should more.
Okay, that's not the list, sir.
Okay, sorry.
It's
okay.
not the list.
Okay, well,
Because I got
stay
one
tuned
for
those.
you, and it's just the Polar Express. It's frightening. Their eyes are terrifying, but the background is kind of pretty. It's a good background Christmas.
It's a
movie.
good go to sleep movie.
Yeah. It just it just looks beautiful. The background.
I watched it the other night. Put me right to sleep.
Yeah, it's
That
great.
song came up on a Christmas while we were
Oh, yeah,
decorating the tree
terrifying.
on the Polar Express, the Tom Hanks song.
Yeah, okay.
I'd say the problem with that, and even though I like what I'm about to compare it to the Jim Carrey Christmas Carol, I like, but it's too many. Not everybody should be playing. Jim Carrey and Tom Hanks, very, very good talents, obviously, but they shouldn't be playing so many characters.
I
makes
also
the movies
had the
one
Jim
note.
Carrey Christmas Carol because honestly,
I like that.
It was a good adaptation.
That's not guilty at all.
It was a good adaptation. Just disappeared and somewhat unnecessary. I mean,
Forgettable.
how many?
Hand up, haven't seen it.
Here's the
Fine, that
thing.
makes
It was
sense.
when 3D was popping, so I mean, it was just a CGI animated.
Plus, it's like
3D
how
thing.
many, you got probably
know the
a top.
story.
Does it play on just a?
It's on Disney
a
Plus.
TV?
Disney Plus, I
But
think.
does it play off of 3D? Like
Yeah, I mean the flying
Yeah.
scenes. They definitely.
They lean into it. It's during those few years when it was more of a gimmick. It's like, come see
so anytime
the
he's flying with the spirits, he gets a little.
But
like,
what it
"Whoa,"
did
but
awesome in the theater is it made like the
snow and
snow like
snow.
fall in front of you.
Yep.
That was cool.
Yeah, it was
but
beautiful.
I mean, you've probably got 4 other Christmas carols you like above that one. It's tough to fit it in, and it's long.
Muppet.
Muppets top.
Muppets.
I just watched this last week and go back and listen to the podcast. But Jingle All the Way, not a good movie,
Bad movie.
Jingle All the
But,
Way, guilty fucking pleasure.
but you enjoy it.
I don't feel guilty about any of these yet. Just
Put the
Family
cookie
Stone.
down. I'm not a pervert.
What else you guys got? I have a...
So this isn't quite... I don't feel guilty about it, but Megan's been watching a bunch of these like Netflix just for streaming ones. They're like elevated Hallmark ones. They're fine.
That's just it. There is a different... I have watched a few of these with your wife as well, and...
That's fun.
They're a different category when they're that bad of Hallmark, and like those Disney
What
Plus
I'm
ones
saying
that are
is
Hallmark.
Boyfriend for Christmas, those type of films. Like,
There's always something for Christmas. Mansion for Christmas.
But what I'm going to say is these Netflix ones, these Hulu ones, these Disney Plus ones, they're elevated. They're sort of real actors, actual lighting. The Hallmark ones you should feel guilty about.
It's this movie.
Those are
They have
garbage.
cast. The writing isn't there, but they're just drawing us in with the thumbnail and the cast.
Yeah.
those Hallmark ones, they're like an episode of CSI Miami. Like
That's
they'll
exactly
hook you in quick.
Sounds like something.
How will they end up together when they clearly are not getting along?
Those Hallmark ones are worse, though. They're
they're
just
they're
bad.
just
There's a
cheese.
difference. I just actually saw a Christmas one, and I kind of feel guilty about it that I haven't seen it. I'd never seen Home for the Holidays with Jonathan Taylor Thomas until
I'll Be
last
Home for
weekend.
Christmas?
I'll be home for Christmas. What's the Jonathan Taylor Thomas one?
I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Okay,
I'm pretty
that's
sure.
the one. I just saw that for the first time. Kind of liked it. More nostalgia than I thought because
I know I have seen, but honestly, I just don't remember it. I saw it back in the day.
it was good. It was good.
If you're looking for like some you can do Christmas with the Cranks. You get a lot of Tim Allen there.
That's not good, but that's in the category. Yeah. I saw that a couple times.
There's like 4 that are just bad, and I won't watch them. Christmas with the Cranks, Deck the Halls is worse. Whatever
Is that Danny DeVito?
Yeah,
Those two are the same movie to me, and there's another one in there that's the same movie.
Well, there's one with who's in it? It's got who's Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's in it, and the Sopranos guy. That one's awful.
Fuck, what is that one called?
That one's bad. Those 4 are just bad.
I forgot about that one.
Saving Christmas.
Saving Christmas. Those 4 are actually
Arthur Christmas?
That's a good one.
No, that one's good.
Saving Christmas.
Saving
That's
Christmas.
what I was thinking of.
Those 4 are like they're in almost Fred Claus. It's like they're just bad. There's no redeemable quality.
Oh, Fred Claus is on my list, but I mean,
You like it?
This one should be on the list too before Christmases.
Oh, it 100% is. That's why we're doing this. But you know what? This is like Halloween. It leads into just like allowing yourself to kind of watch
Soft
a
open.
wide variety of different shitty movies because it's aesthetically fitting into the holiday. But thanks for listening to our take of 4 Christmases. If you like what you heard, make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. As always, we are just a grassroots podcast. We don't do any ads or promotions, so the only way we can grow is through your generous recommendations to friends and family. So if you like what you heard and you would like other people to join this little movie club of ours, make sure you recommend. If you want to join the conversation online, make sure you write under the movie posters on social media at Cult Classics Pod, and you can write in any movie requests at cultclassicspodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you.
Bye.